Hello and welcome to The Big Picture. The incidents in JNU last month, which has led to the arrest of 3 students, charging them with sedition, and some people declaring the entire JNU as a hub of anti-national activity, has reached an interesting stage. The high-level inquiry committee appointed following the December 9 incidents in the campus by the university has submitted the report. The report, which is available in public domain, has charged students of Category 2 misconduct and discipline and indiscipline of the statutes of the university. Though the reports available in the public domain does not talk of any action, the Category 2 misconduct can lead to rustication up to 2 years. The report, meanwhile, is not clear about what was the role of Kanaya, Umar Khalid and Anirban as far as the shouting of anti-India slogans are concerned, and in fact makes no direct charge against them except for indiscipline. And more importantly, the report has almost categorically found that there were a group of 10 to 15 outsiders who raised the anti-India slogans who have not been identified so far. The report also finds fault with the university security authorities for not stopping these outsiders from raising slogans and allowing them to leave the campus. We will discuss today what this report means and, in the light of it, whether any of the students who are being accused of sedition can be proceeded against on those charges. To discuss this, I have with me Marwah, former Delhi Police Commissioner as well as Governor, Professor Aditya Mukherjee of the Center for Historical Studies, JNU, Shilpi Jain, lawyer in the Supreme Court, Buddha Singh, Assistant Professor in the School of Computer and Systems Sciences in the JNU, and Neelabh Mishra, Senior Journalist and former Editor of Hindi Outlook. Welcome to all of you. Professor Mukherjee, how do you see this report?
The report, as you said, is not complete, but what is evident from the report are 2 things. One, that they were outsiders who did most of the slogans. It also charge sheet students without telling them for what. So it's a very funny charge sheet. They are asked to reply and without telling them what exactly.
No, is this all which is available in the public domain?
Absolutely.
And with the students also?
We don't have a complete report. What we have is precisely what you have in hand, which is in the newspapers.
Right.
Which is not a complete report. But it is very evident that what they are examining is a matter of indiscipline. When they were asked to stop an event, though they were asked virtually 15 minutes before
the event.
And they were asked in a manner which is sending an SMS through a person. If it was such a huge event happening, for which they had to call police in advance, surely somebody more senior, somebody more persuasive could have seen to it that this event did not happen. So it is allowed to happen, but agreed that the students made a mistake, there should be a commensurate punishment for that. Rather than whipping up this mass hysteria all over the country, people talking of pulling out tongues, shooting, cutting off heads. What is this happening? What is happening to this country? That in a university, students cannot express opinions freely? If you disagree, we should fight that opinion with all our might.
So you're saying
but
that
is this the way to do it? Call in police? The police has been called in from the very first day, as the report shows. That the university itself is calling the police. What on earth was happening that the police had to be called in right from the very beginning? Why was not an attempt made? Why did not the senior-most people go and ensure that the event did not happen if they thought it was so earth-shattering? There is absolutely no justification.
So are you trying to say that the report shows that there was nothing which happened in the nothing serious happened in the Is that what you're trying to say? Because the report, it also talks of the sloganeering there. All these anti-India slogans were made in the campus.
But as the report says, that as far as they can identify, the Bharat ki Barbadi type of slogans were made by outsiders who were quietly allowed to leave. This huge security measures, this police, the Home Minister, everything, the whole country is being set aflame, and where the actual guilty are allowed to walk away. And you pick on students, and especially students on whom you can pin no charges. Put them in jail and create an atmosphere in the country so that easily the best university in the country, its reputation is brought to mud, and the whole world is looking upon us saying that, is this the democracy we talked about?
Okay. Buddha Singh, how do you react to it? Actually, what do you make out of the report?
Actually, whatever the high-level inquiry committee has made the report, so I am not aware about the report, but whatever...
You're not aware of the report?
They have submitted which types of charges they have find guilty of students. I am not aware about this. Whatever the charges made, I think these all are maybe true. We cannot condemn the report. Okay.
No, what
Second,
all are true?
actually, we on the basis of witness, on the basis of video, they have identified the guilty students.
They have not identified the guilty students.
They have identified, but
The report doesn't say. The report says 10 to 15 outsiders were shouting
urgently they
slogans.
have issued the so-called notice.
No, as far as...
Further,
No, are you,
inquiry committee have been...
no, are you saying that Kannaya, Anirban and Umar Khalid, these three have been, have been in jail. Two are in jail, one was in jail, one has come out.
One important thing is that
Yes.
this incident is not happened first time. They are celebrating same types of shameful incidents continuously.
No, we will not.
2014.
Yes, that,
in
fact,
2014, they
it says,
also again...
The report itself says that this similar event happened in 2015, doesn't talk of 2014.
14 and 15, they have also fined.
No, report doesn't say 14, it says 2015. But the question is, do you think that what do you think of the reports? The report doesn't name anybody who has shouted those anti-India slogans. They're saying them 10 to 15 outsiders who are not identified. As far as
I think they have been already identified, the guilty student.
Who have been identified?
A high-level inquiry committee.
Has identified whom?
By high-level committee, but presently they are issuing the notice.
So they have identified, but they are not.
Further inquiry
Are you saying that they have actually identified, but they are not declaring it
guilty.
openly?
Yeah,
they are not declaring it openly.
Yeah,
they have not said it in the report, which we have, whatever we have.
They have to further inquire.
They have to further inquire.
Yeah.
Professor Mukherjee, do they have to further inquire?
As I said, what are they going to inquire? I think they have already found that the critical thing was that the event was held without permission. And when they were asked, they continued to hold it.
Permission was given and it was withdrawn.
It was withdrawn very late without, not adequately.
And still the students went ahead with
Students went ahead, in which, as the report says, 10 to 15 masked outsiders shouted slogans.
No, he's saying that there is further action will be taken. The report is not the full report, or they have identified who the people are, but they have not come out publicly about that. Is that the case?
You see,
that the case you think?
What we would think in the university is, let a university committee, this committee itself, examine, come to its own conclusions. But what one is objecting to is the politicizing of the matter in a manner by bringing in the state, the police,
all that.
As far as the report, so far they have given, there is nothing more to investigate, as far as one can see from here.
There's nothing more to investigate. Mr. Ved Marwah, Mr. Marwah, you were here when we were discussing this issue in the past, about 2 weeks back also. Now, when you look at these reports, what has come out of the inquiry report? What do you think? What do you think is the locus standi of the students who have been charged with sedition?
Well, the report which has come in public domain is primarily for breach of discipline.
Right.
So they are looking at it from that limited point of view. They are not looking at it from the point of view of any violation of law. And that part has to be done by the police, which has registered an FIR and investigating a case.
So the police role, as far as the report is concerned, do you see how the police can be helped in continuing with the investigation? Do you see the police having any evidence of sedition against the students who have been charged?
No, but that I don't know. What is it? At what stage the police investigation is? That only the police officer concerned can answer that question. But what has appeared, what appears from the report is quite obvious, that they were anticipating trouble.
Yes.
Because the very fact that the permission was withdrawn, and in spite of the permission having been withdrawn, the particular event was held, shows that there was some sort of planning beforehand to bring in these outsiders. And that is a serious matter, particularly when they were shouting
India's
they were
slogans.
shouting slogans,
Okay.
which could be,
Okay.
well, which could violate a law.
Okay. Sir, the recommendations for disciplinary action, this is what the high-level inquiry committee's report. I'll just read three lines from that. It is most unfortunate, this is what the report says, it's most unfortunate that the organizers allowed the event to be taken over by a group of outsiders who created a charged atmosphere, by raising provocative slogans. This act by the outsider group, has brought disrepute to the entire JNU community. This is what the report says. Shilpi, do you see charges of sedition being upheld in any way in this report? Or will the police be helped in any way to pursue the case of sedition against these students?
I've been saying from the beginning that this is just an attempt to stifle dissent. This law of sedition is a legacy of the British Raj, and they used it to stifle dissent. Now the present police action and the report, it is doing exactly the same. They are trying to suppress the voice of India. Free speech is the strongest pillar of democracy, and this police action, this report, this indisciplined word that they use, it is complete negation of all this. Whose voice are you trying to suppress? Under what law? Now the fact that they bring it that, under the garb of indiscipline, they are compelled to do it because they find absolutely no law to connect them either with sedition or with any kind of inciting of violence, so they say it was a mere act of indiscipline. They should be completely, charged with false prosecution, defamation, illegal custody. I mean, what are they doing? It is their case, it is the case of the prosecution and the authorities that there were some outsiders. If any of these students were in connivance with them, why would they mask their faces? And why are they not able to identify these people? Can these students not take this defense that these outsiders were brought by the people who are trying to suppress their voices? And if that is not so, then who are they? In this report, they say the organizers did not stop them from coming. The police is there. How are these students supposed to physically stop them? Take law in their hands? I mean, what do they mean by this report? It's such a sham that the organizers did not stop them. How on earth do you expect college students to support? If supposing these people are masked and if they come possibly into the university, do you expect students to stop them physically? And when the police is at the spot, they don't attribute the fault to the police, that the police did not, take away these students. Police are mute witnesses. There are IB people in civil dresses. They are the guardians of law, not the students. They don't do anything about it. And who pays the price for it? The students who are sent to the jail. This is just an act of stifling dissent.
Okay, I think you made some important points there. Buddha Singh, would you like to react to that?
Yeah, definitely. Actually, they forget before organizer here is all the JNU student. I have this pamphlet. And in this pamphlet, the organizer name is written.
Right.
So these organizer or these people are celebrating Afzal Guru. Afzal Guru is attack on democracy temple. So they are celebrating the Shahadat of Afzal Guru. So why we are forgetting the intention of organizer? They are every year celebrating unconstitutional incident.
Under which law is that illegal?
This law, constitution giving you freedom of speech. Why you are forgetting?
You can have different versions with regard to a Supreme Court judgment.
Constitutional.
Under which law is it illegal according to you?
Because these freedom, on the name of freedom of speech, you cannot celebrate the Afzal Guru. Shahadat Divas. You know,
Mr. Marwah?
They have attack on temple.
Mr. Marwah?
Supreme Court judgment.
But you can celebrate
They are
Godse. You can celebrate the murder of
What
Godse.
does the
You can
Supreme
go to
Court
make a
judgment
temple
say?
out of
Yes,
him.
what does the
That is
Supreme
quite all
Court
right.
judgment say?
Where in the law? Why? If
They are celebrating the Dantewala in where the 72 Jaban is Sahih.
That was not celebrated
Every
here.
day- every
No,
year
this
they
is
are
not the issue.
celebrating.
This is not the issue here. The report, I'm talking
Why
about,
same-
let us confine ourselves to the report. What does the report say? I'll read another line from the report. After studying the facts, it is the considered view of the committee that acts of indiscipline were committed and certain norms of conduct violated by the organizers of the event. Taking all the relevant points together, there was a deliberate attempt to mislead the administration about the real nature of the proposed event. The fact revealed that the permission process was circumvented, and this is clear by taking in view the evidence made available to the committee. Here, the report also doesn't talk about Afzal Guru and how serious is Afzal Guru, why they should not have. They are saying that last 15 minutes, I think 5 o'clock was the meeting which was scheduled. The report says at 4:30 they sent a SMS to this. You think that should have been done? You think it could have been done in a better way?
Actually, in JNU constitution, there is no written guideline for sedition. If any crime...
No, I don't think JNU constitution can have sedition in any case.
No, if any crime come under the criminal, so police can take care. All these types of incident, if coming under the criminal...
So, what are you are trying to say that police can come inside the campus?
No, police, I am not saying police can come. Police came when, because first JNU security is try to stop them. But when JNU security...
Try to stop whom?
To organizer.
Okay.
But they are fighting with organizer.
Yes.
Fighting with JNU security.
Yes.
And one of them also have arms. This is also written complaint or file complaint in...
Report doesn't say anything about arms.
Because in report is actually they have identify, or maybe this report may not be complete.
So this report you think
Some
is not
paper
complete?
may be more in...
why do you think they are hiding that report then?
Not hiding. I think
Then,
if
they have come out with
initially
this
they are
report,
demanding
then why are they not come out with other...
Initially all the organizer demanding, or all their teacher or demanding the JNU inquiry. Now they are not believing in JNU inquiry. Then they are stopped. They are saying...
you not believing in the inquiry report?
The inquiry doesn't say anything. The inquiry, in fact, is very negative on the administration. It first says that they call in the police beforehand.
Yes.
Before anything happens. I can read out.
It finds fault with the security. It finds fault with the dean of students.
That's right. It says that they were not vigilant enough. They did not make any efforts to stop the outsiders. The DOS, the Dean of Students, only sends an SMS.
Yes.
And it also says that the police was instructed to take action even before anything happened. This is the report.
Same organizer also find guilty in previous year. They also find by the chief.
Who found it guilty?
In all these students.
No, but who found it
For
guilty?
same
The
types of event.
report doesn't say anything
previous
about
year.
it.
Previous year.
Previous year, was there a report?
You can ask the report.
No,
from
was there a
JNU
report last year on this issue?
No, on this issue, actually, they have also organized Afzal Guru, Shahadat Divas.
That the report says.
Report is for this, this report is belong to 9th Feb event, not for previous event.
Correct.
But previously they also find guilty. I am saying,
don't know.
in this report, this is not written.
No, who found them guilty?
All organizers, these all are organizers.
No, who found them guilty?
Chief Proctor of JNU.
Was there a report, Mr. Professor Mukherjee?
Discipline Committee of JNU.
In the current case, what happened was that the proctorial inquiry was not even allowed.
No, he's talking about the last year's event.
It was superseded and this committee was set in.
Let me read that, what he's talking about. It is to be noted, this is point number 15, about the lapses which they talk about. There is a separate identification of lapses. It says in the 14th, point number 14, it says, it is to be noted given that the event has taken place in 2015 as well. DOA's office, that is the Dean of Students' office, was not vigilant enough to anticipate and prevent this event. So whose blame is this? They are blaming the Dean of Students, not the students.
Because for every any types of seminar or conference or cultural event,
Dean of Students permission has to be taken. So they are saying that Dean of Students was not vigilant enough. Anyway, Neelabh, how do you look at this report, and where do you think it is all heading now?
This is all heading in a court of law. If a judge examines it impartially, this is going to shred the police evidence to pieces. Because of three things. A, there are outsiders who are shouting slogans. And then the police are present. So who's responsible for these outsiders coming and shouting slogans? As somebody said on the panel.
Shilpi.
Yes. the students are not supposed to stop masked men. Okay, the only thing which the students are guilty of is, despite the permission being withdrawn, they held the event, number one. There also it says Kanhaiya Kumar. There is no evidence at what point of time. There is a confusion regarding at what point of time did Kanhaiya come.
Correct.
Okay, they are not even saying that Kanhaiya was an organizer of the event.
Right.
Okay. So there is a confusion. Then it's the same set of witnesses, the security people, the students, the ABVP people present
students.
there, other students, university people, university personnel whom the police have examined. So before the judge, there would be two sets of versions. If the police version is not in conformity with it, it is a very big ground for reasonable doubt being so in the mind of the judge. Then again, you know, if the slogans were shouted, as per the sedition law and reading down of the sedition law by the Supreme Court in various cases over the years since 1950, we know that unless there is a present and clear incitement to violence, it's not sedition. And there have been umpteen acquittals by the Supreme Court, not a single conviction upheld by the Supreme Court over the years. And this evidence, if it is to be regarded as evidence, it is in great detail. And I don't see there is any reason for the university not to come out with the, you know, there is some other report coming and some other. Then if there is some other report coming, then again it's a misdemeanor on the part of this university administration that they have what is called deliberately leaked portions of the report, and then their motive would be questionable.
Okay. In fact,
one important point is that
yes,
initially 3-member committee is made.
And then later some more people were added.
After the Januta pressure, they have added 2 more.
Right.
Whatever, but
now they are again questioning the inquiry committee after adding 2 more.
they are not questioning. Nobody is questioning the inquiry committee.
I'm regarding this as true. I'm not questioning it.
Why you people are not condemning this shameful incident?
Who are we to condemn? I'm talking about the report. The report doesn't.
The report is not condemning.
You know,
one second.
One important thing is,
Mr. Buddha,
listen me, one important thing. Outsider cannot organize the event within the JNU.
It doesn't say outsider organized. Nobody says outsider organized. The report is saying that outsiders came. We are not misguiding. We are telling the one second.
The report is
one second.
Talking to oneself.
One second.
Everybody knows the video.
No, 1 second.
Insider take the permission.
Arey Baba, please listen to this.
Permission, it has found students guilty of that, and some university administration people also guilty of that.
Some faculty member is also supporting the same full incident.
Please,
this is same for.
According to this is what the report says. According to some depositions, Mr. Kanhaiya Kumar came late to this venue, while still others say that he only joined in the procession. He was not even there when these things happened.
In fact,
okay, second thing. I'm reading 2-3 places where his name comes. As per many eyewitness depositions, this is regarding the Ganga Daba incident. As per many eyewitness depositions, Mr. Kanhaiya Kumar, Rama Naga and Anirban addressed the gathering there. Here, however, what they said was not audible to them. It was not audible to anybody. Nobody knows what they said.
But same crowd they have addressed at Ganga Dhaba. Same crowd. Though are slogan anti-national.
No, there were also ABVP people there.
Yeah, ABVP.
They were addressing ABVP also.
ABVP people.
I'll read out. I'm not imagining anything here. I'm only reading what is there in this report. It says that there were 2 groups of students, and one group was the ABVP group, the other group was this other group. And they were shouting slogans against each other. And the security came in between and and avoided a clash. This is what the report says. So who shouted which slogans? There nobody is clear here.
In video, everything is clear.
And the doctored video?
Who is saying out of in forensic report,
you believe that report, is it?
Out of 6 video, 4 is original.
Yes.
2 is doctored.
Who are in those 4 videos? Who are the people?
The inquiry committee will definitely identify.
It has not identified, sir.
Court is also identifying.
You
have to quote the High Court judgment.
Yes, Shilpi, you wanted to come in?
Court judgment is also there. Court is also.
Court judgment said it doesn't have any evidence.
Court judgment. What is court is saying? You have to read the court judgment.
We read the court judgment. It talks about infection and all that, but it doesn't say any evidence is there.
Before becoming epidemic, they have to cure.
No, but what is that epidemic, sir?
This is the conditional will.
All fine. Shilpi, you wanted to respond.
You know, there is such a clear method to this all from the beginning. In the beginning, they circumvent the law and register an FIR under the law of sedition. They put them in custody. Now they are not able to support it with evidence because as it is being discussed threadbare, they realize that this law is not applicable because this law will come into play only when there is evidence that there was an attempt to incite violence or disorder, which in this case is not applicable. So they are groping in dark. They have already committed a mistake. Unfortunately, in our country, we don't have instances where people, the police agencies or, the complainant are prosecuted for false prosecution. Although there is a section 182 IPC, it's never put into use. There are countries like Singapore and various other countries where if it is proved that there was a false prosecution, the investigating officer is liable to twice as much punishment as the accused, which I think is very much needed in a country like ours, where left to the subjective discretion of, lower rung officials or the powers that be, they scuttle law, circumvent it, and put innocent people behind bars and at the end of it, acquit them.
Let me get Mr. Marwah. Mr. Marwah, can this case be seen as one of those which was a false prosecution case?
Well, and that is for the court to decide. I think we are prejudging what the court is going to decide. And our learned panelist is so anti-police that whatever they do appears to be wrong to her. The fact is that police comes in when there is a possibility of law and order situation.
No, that's the point, Mr. Marwah. Mr. Marwah, sorry.
Against each other.
Mr. Marwah,
they could easily get into violence.
No, Mr. Marwah, one second. Mr. Marwah, that is exactly the point. The police were there. Why didn't they take those students into custody at that point of time or try to avoid those sloganeering? That's exactly the report also is making, that there was no attempt on the part of police who were already present to do anything about them. And these 10 or 15 masked men who were there, they were allowed to just walk out. So don't you see that the police are also responsible for what has happened there?
And also there was no law and order situation. The police has reported on the same night.
Exactly.
By 8:30 everybody has gone back and the place is peaceful. This whole thing
on the
is
one
built
hand, the
up 2
police
days
say
later.
that there was no law and order situation there, and now the report says that there was a law and order, but the police were already present there. Mr. Marwah?
And before registering
I
an
don't
FIR,
know what
Mr.
the actual
Marwah,
situation was.
should the complaint not disclose a cognizable offence? Is that not a prerequisite? That whether the law of sedition, you are yourself saying sedition is not made
commission
out
or
because,
suspicion,
it will
or possibility of
prima facie also. You are saying because it did not lead to inciting violence. So unless the complaint disclosed that, were the police right in registering an FIR just because the powers that be or somebody extraneous wanted them to do this? Are the police also not accountable to the people of this country, even if it's a common man?
Okay, Shilpi, very quickly, you wanted to say something.
Yeah, actually, the people don't believe on JNU inquiry committee and court
No, nobody
and
said
police.
that. Who is saying this?
In 10th February, they are defending the same
forget
event.
10th February. We are in 16th
On 9th
March.
February, all these
we in 16th March. The report has come out. We are talking of the report, Mr. Buddha Singh. I think you needed to read the report before you came here. Anyway, we have completely run out of time. But this is a controversial thing. The report has come out. We'll wait and watch what will happen. Students apparently have been issued show cause notices. And what will happen after that, how the university authorities will take a decision, we'll have to wait and watch. Thanks to all my guests. Please keep watching. We'll come back with another issue, The Big Picture, same time tomorrow.